this was supposed to be my 24th year in education. I've been a principal, a coach, just been a, just I did all kinds of stuff for the school districts. I had a stroke and everything was fine. And then the next day, I couldn't talk. So it's been hard, you know, but I'm working on getting myself back. So
the day before he had his angiogram was on a Thursday. It was May 16th. The next day was our anniversary. And so when he got out of his angiogram, he could still talk at that point for the most part. And I went and asked the nurse, because I could tell something was off, is it normal to be loopy after this? And she said, well, I wouldn't think an hour and a half, 2 hours later he should. And so she came in the room and assessed him, and she said, no, something's going on. Let me reach out to the doctor. And so that night, because we knew he was more than likely going to have surgery, I went ahead and came back to work that day because it was the last week of school, and his mom came and stayed with him. And that next day she called me and she said something's wrong. And she said, you know, he can't talk. And I'm like, what do you mean he can't talk? And so just hearing from the doctor that day, I left work and went ahead and headed back to Lubbock, and I just thought I was going to go back to a husband that was in a vegetative state from what they were describing to me. And I walk in and you would ask him his name and all he could say is, I don't know. What's your name? I don't know. Where are you at? I don't know. What's today? I don't know. That's all he could say. And so just knowing what I was going to go into, that was our 21st anniversary. Mm-hmm. And so it was a very emotional day.
I'm still the same person, you know, I just can't talk.
It's like our world changed overnight. It's things that you took for granted. Simple communication that was simple for everybody has now turned into hard things being said. It's sad to see sometimes because we know he can think what he wants to say, but sometimes when the words just don't come out, it's hard to see them struggle. We've learned to communicate in different ways. We take small celebrations. We try to celebrate anything now, and you know, just learning to come to peace with this is our new reality.
I think that people are a little bit of short with me, you know. Instead of hearing what I having to say, I think that's instead of listening what I have to say, you know, it's just like, okay, here's Arick. How you doing? You know, instead of that way, you know, it's kind of tough.
You know, and we're very fortunate that the stroke didn't affect him like it does most. That it didn't affect him physically the way it does most. Most with the type of stroke he had are having to go to rehab and are there for months on end sometimes. It just affected his speech.
I have a son. He's 24. I have a daughter. She's 20, and then I have a little one. She is 11.
Sometimes I think they don't know when to go to him because they don't want to frustrate him, and he gets frustrated sometimes because they tend to come to mom because it's easier. But For our older kids, it's been harder just because they were used to the normal way of communicating. Our younger one has adapted very well. She just goes with the flow, and she knows when he struggles, she tends to be like me and answer for him, and so she's made the best of it.
People wanted to know what my message was. And my message is hope. You know, it's funny because my daughter is hope, you know, and I just want to be a part of something.
And we're thankful for the Aphasia Center.
Yes.
You know, he goes and it's a comfort zone for him because everybody else around him is dealing with what he's dealing with.
I just thought that I was, instead of, I would just thought that I had this stroke and I didn't know that there was other people that were involved in it. Yes, and it's funny because everybody's stroke and all that, it's different for everybody.
This has been a resource for him, and we just, you know, aphasia is not something that a lot of people know about, and they don't realize that they can still process everything. They know what they want to say, it just the words don't come out.
We're smart people, but we're very smart, and just because we can't talk, or I can't, doesn't mean I'm any person that just, I'm the same person.